Formula One is the fastest and most advanced motorsport in the world. Every season, the world's best drivers compete at speeds of more than 300 kilometers per hour, where precision and control are just as important as raw speed. With little time to react, even the smallest mistake can have devastating consequences. Over the years, Formula One has become significantly safer thanks to constant advances in technology and driver protection. Yet, despite those improvements, some accidents have left a lasting mark on the sport, reminding everyone just how unforgiving racing can be. Today, we're looking at 5 of the most terrifying Formula One crashes of all time. Number 5. Romain Grosjean, 2020 Bahrain Grand Prix. The opening lap of the 2020 Bahrain Grand Prix produced one of the most terrifying moments in modern Formula One. What began as a routine battle through the midfield turned into an accident that stunned the entire racing world. As the cars accelerated out of the opening corners, Romain Grosjean made slight contact with Daniil Kvyat while fighting for position. The impact sent his Haas across the circuit and straight into the steel barrier at tremendous speed. The car split into 2 on impact and erupted into a massive fireball, leaving the cockpit completely surrounded by flames. For several terrifying seconds, there was no sign of the driver. Marshals and the FIA medical team rushed toward the burning wreckage as millions of viewers feared the worst. Against all odds, Grosjean managed to free himself from the cockpit and climb through the flames before being pulled to safety. He suffered burns to his hands, but considering the severity of the crash, his injuries were remarkably minor. The Bahrain crash became one of the greatest survival stories in Formula One history, proving just how far driver safety had come. It proved how decades of safety improvements, including the halo, the survival cell, and rapid medical response, could turn what looked like a fatal accident into one of Formula One's greatest survival stories. Number 4. Zhou Guanyu, 2022 British Grand Prix. For Zhou Guanyu, the 2022 British Grand Prix became the biggest test of his rookie Formula One season. Before the opening lap was even complete, he found himself at the center of one of the sport's most frightening modern crashes. As the field charged into the first corner at Silverstone, contact between several cars sent Zhou's Alfa Romeo upside down. The car slid across the asphalt at high speed, continued through the gravel trap, and was launched over the tire barrier before finally coming to rest between the barrier and the catch fencing. The race was immediately red flagged as marshals and medical crews rushed to the scene. With the car hidden from view and no immediate update from race control, drivers, teams, and fans were left fearing the worst. Fortunately, Zhou remained conscious throughout the incident. He was carefully extracted from the wreckage and taken to the medical center, where he was later confirmed to have escaped without any major injuries. The crash quickly became one of the defining moments of the 2022 season. It was another reminder that even a first-lap incident can become life-threatening in an instant, and why Formula One continues to place safety at the center of the sport. Number 3. Robert Kubica, 2007 Canadian Grand Prix. Few Formula One crashes have looked as violent as Robert Kubica's accident at the 2007 Canadian Grand Prix. At the time, the young BMW Sauber driver was rapidly building a reputation as one of the sport's brightest talents. As the race entered its closing stages, Kubica made contact with Jarno Trulli while approaching a fast section of the circuit. His car was launched into the concrete wall before bouncing back across the track and rolling several times. Debris was scattered everywhere as the wreckage finally came to a stop. The severity of the impact left the entire circuit in silence. Marshals and medical teams rushed to the scene while fans waited anxiously for news, fearing that one of Formula One's worst accidents had just unfolded. Remarkably, Kubica survived. He escaped with a concussion and a sprained ankle, injuries that seemed almost unbelievable considering the condition of the car. Even more surprising, he returned to racing just 1 week later. The Canadian Grand Prix became a defining moment in Kubica's career. It wasn't remembered only for the spectacular crash, but for one of the most remarkable escapes Formula One had ever witnessed. Number 2. Fernando Alonso, 2016 Australian Grand Prix. Even after winning 2 Formula One World Championships, Fernando Alonso knew that experience could never eliminate the risks of racing. The 2016 Australian Grand Prix became a perfect example of just how quickly everything can change. While battling Esteban Gutierrez for position, Alonso closed in as both drivers approached turn 3. A slight misjudgment sent the front of the McLaren into the rear of the Haas, launching Alonso's car into the air before it crashed into the barriers and rolled violently across the gravel. The McLaren was left completely destroyed. Debris covered the circuit as the race was temporarily stopped, and many watching struggled to believe that anyone could have survived such an impact. Moments later, Alonso climbed out of the wreckage under his own power. Medical examinations revealed fractured ribs and a collapsed lung, injuries that ruled him out of the following Grand Prix but spared him from something far more serious. The Australian Grand Prix is remembered as one of the most spectacular crashes of the modern Formula One era, proving that even the sport's most experienced drivers are never beyond the reach of danger. Number 1. Jules Bianchi, 2014 Japanese Grand Prix. Some accidents are remembered for their violence. Others are remembered because they changed the future of an entire sport. Jules Bianchi's crash at the 2014 Japanese Grand Prix did both. Heavy rain had made conditions increasingly difficult at Suzuka. After Adrian Sutil crashed, a recovery tractor entered the runoff area to remove his car. Just one lap later, Bianchi arrived at the same corner, lost control on the wet track, and slid into the recovery vehicle at high speed. The race was immediately brought to an end as medical teams rushed to the scene. Around the world, drivers, teams, and fans waited for updates, hoping the young Frenchman would recover. Bianchi suffered a severe head injury and remained in intensive care for several months before passing away in July 2015. His death marked Formula One's first fatal race-related injury in more than 2 decades and deeply affected the entire paddock. The tragedy left a permanent mark on Formula One. It led to the introduction of the virtual safety car and reinforced the sport's determination to prevent a similar accident from ever happening again. The crashes we've seen today are remembered not only because they were spectacular, but because each one left a lasting mark on Formula One. Romain Grosjean, Zhou Guanyu, Robert Kubica, Fernando Alonso, and Jules Bianchi all faced moments that could have ended very differently. Some walked away against all odds, while one tragedy changed the sport forever. Formula One is more than just speed. It's a sport where drivers push themselves to the absolute limit, knowing that one small mistake or one unexpected moment can change everything in an instant. That's what makes Formula One one of the most demanding and respected forms of motorsport in the world. So, which of these crashes shocked you the most? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us for more stories from the world of Formula One.